And yeah, if you like this reading, as I always ask you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if that's what you like to do. I'm a little bit tired. My voice is probably going to be a little bit croaky. Just bear with me. I'm going to try my best and get this out to you as quickly as I can. So the first card you have, you passed, is the Two of Cups. I love this card. It's a really, really nice card. It's not over the top. It's just nice connections. It can be about healing, getting to know someone. It can be about, potential love. I think you are in the process of healing physically. I'm seeing some kind of a health problem, probably an ongoing health problem. I'm seeing a little bit of one step forward, two steps back with that. It was quite difficult for you, but frustrating for you. It might be that you start feeling fine in one area and then you have health problems in another area, because I'm seeing a few different things around you. Yeah, I think you've had this for a long time and it's been very, very frustrating. There have been things you've been wanting to do and you haven't been able to do a lot of those things. But I think at least some of this problem is starting to improve for you now. I think you're going to keep on improving in those things. So, at least you'll have a little bit more flexibility in what you can do, I think. I'm also seeing someone who you're really close to. I think you probably communicate with them quite a lot, probably over text, phone. And I think you might talk to them just about every day, maybe. Yeah, I think you're going to be able to get together sometime soon. It might be that they're going to travel. I don't think you're able to, so I think it's them. And yeah, I think this will be really, really good for you if you do see this person, because they really understand you properly. So yeah, there's definitely some travel around them. They're a busy person, but I think they'll be around you soon. It might be that they're traveling through work or something and they happen to be near you, so there's an option for them to come and see you. It might be something like that. So the next card you have for your past is the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I keep on seeing this health problem around you, and you might have lost some money because of this. Maybe you've lost some days at work, maybe something like that's happened. Maybe you've had to pay for health cover or something that you didn't think you had to. It's some complication around that maybe. But you've also saved a bit of money, I think, because you haven't been out to do as much as you'd normally do. You're not running around doing things and paying for things. I'm also seeing a real need for you to open up to someone, not in love, but I think this is probably about love. There's some difficult love situation you need to get off your chest, I think. And I don't think you're doing that. I think I'm just getting this feeling of you having a lot on your mind, and it's about a love situation. And there's nowhere to put that. You're kind of carrying this burden around or this problem around, and you'd love to tell someone, you can't really do that. I think you've tried to talk to this person in the Two of Cups and they really do understand you, but I think you need to kind of offload in a different way with someone who understands this particular thing, I think. There's a lot of confusion here. I'm not sure what stage you're at with someone in love. But I think you're frustrated with someone. I can feel this frustration. If you're not at this point yet, you're probably getting to that point where you're just going to say enough is enough, I think. Enough is enough with this person. Enough. I'm really feeling that, maybe they're not pulling their weight. It might be financially that they're not pulling their weight, because this is about money, obviously. Emotionally as well, I think. They're not pulling their weight emotionally. They're not caring for you in the way that you think they should be. I'm getting this feeling that you might have forgiven this person once already and they were fine after that. It felt as if they were going to be fine, but I think maybe now they might be going back to their old ways or something. It's something like that. So if this is all resonating, I don't think there's a bit of arrogance around them, actually, because I don't think they think you'll let them go. I think they kind of think, oh, they won't let me go. They'll always they'll always want me back. That's the kind of thing I'm getting around this. And you've been in this situation before. You've been in this situation where you've had to cope on your own before, and you can do it again. And you know that. You know that you're strong. You know that you can cope on your own. You know how strong you are, but they don't. They don't know how strong you are. They just think, oh, they can't cope on their own. They'll keep me around. That's the kind of thing I'm seeing. I hope I hope you know about this, because I don't want to break you this bad news to you, but that's what I'm getting around this. And yeah, I think if they keep on with this behaviour and you keep on with the way you're feeling about this whole thing, I think they're going to get a bit of a shock if they haven't already, because I think you might be saying, well, enough's enough. Goodbye, I'm strong, I can cope on my own. I'm not going to keep on putting up with this. That's what I'm seeing might happen. So the last card you have your past is the Queen of Swords. Yeah, look at this. Look how strong this Queen is. She's been through a huge amount of things. A lot of people say she's a widow, actually. There's some debate about that, but she's definitely been through a lot of really hard times. And you have as well. You're a lot like this Queen. And, I think your strength's underestimated a lot of the time, because you can be a bit quiet. And you just get on with things, but you're very, very, very strong, and a lot of people miss that. But I think you still have a lot of feelings for this person actually as well, and that's where this dilemma is for you, I think. So they're doing this thing that you're not happy with how they're acting and how they're treating you, but you still have love for them. If you look at this Queen, she obviously has her sword up in front of her. She's guarding herself. But if we were face on, if we were looking at her face, from the front, if you looked at the sword, it would be dividing her heart visually. So, yeah, I think your heart was a bit divided. It might still be. Again, I'm not sure what stage you're at with this person. This is in the past, but it can be fluid. So I don't know if you've actually left them or if you're still with them. You might still be with them, because I'm probably getting these messages because you have to hear them because you're still with them. That might be what's happening. But I'm seeing some fear around this as well. You might actually have a fear of disappointing other people. I don't know if this is family or friends that you don't want to disappoint. It might be that they, you left this person, or they left you at one time and they came back again, and a lot of people were disappointed, and you might be saying, oh no, everything's fine now, it's fine, but really deep down it isn't. And that might be why you can't kind of tell anyone about this. That might be what's going on. But whatever decision you make around this, if you haven't already made this decision, make sure it's 100% your own decision, nobody else's. Don't make any decisions based on how you look to other people. So you might make a decision that you want to stay with them because you don't want people to know that there are problems. That's an example. Don't do anything like that. Don't worry about how you look to other people. Make your decisions based on your instincts and on the evidence that you have in front of you. That's the only way to happiness. You're not going to be happy if you're worrying about what people think of you. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have your presence, the Page of Swords. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a lot of division in your heart again, or there might be a division. Yeah, there's probably a division between your head and your heart. And again, I'm seeing this not wanting to disappoint people. So there might be a part of you that wants to defend this. This page is on the defense. So you might be wanting to defend your relationship, or you might be defensive around these problems. Oh no, there's no problems, everything's fine, that kind of thing. And you've been here before with them. You've had to defend them before to other people. That's what I'm seeing. There's also some confusion here again. So I think what I'm seeing here is, I think your mind wants freedom. Your mind's probably telling you that you should be free of them, but your heart still loves them. That's what I'm seeing. You're kind of backwards and forwards between your heart and your head. If you look at this page, you might not be able to see this because it's quite small, but there are 10 birds above his head, and birds obviously represent freedom, and the number 10 represents completion. So what you want is, at the end of all of this, you want to be free from them. You want to be free from all this stress. That's what your head's thinking. But the birds aren't around his heart, they're around his head. You know, so your heart's thinking a different thing. So yeah, this is what I'm seeing, this confusion here between your heart and your head. So yeah, the next card you have your presence, the Ten of Wands. Yeah. So again, I think you might be trying to protect someone. You're probably trying to protect this person, this love connection from people outside of this relationship. But I think you're also trying to protect someone else from this whole situation again. I know this is very confusing. I hope this is going to make sense to you. There's someone you're taking care of and you want to protect them from this whole mess. So I think you're a little bit unsure about whether protecting them means moving on from this person, moving away from this person, or staying around with them. So you've got that kind of confusing decision to make as well. And you're kind of debating all this in your head. Now, you know, I can't tell you what to do, and I shouldn't tell you what to do. I know I do sometimes in these readings, because sometimes I can't help myself. But, you know, I was seeing this in the Four of Pentacles. Someone wasn't pulling their weight, not just financially, but emotionally and mentally as well. You know, I think a lot of the mental effort and the practical effort as well is probably all down to you. So a lot's down to you. There's a lot of a big burden around you that you have to carry. And again, this is showing this again. You might be putting up a front. You might be pretending everything's fine. Because, yeah, there's probably a lot of criticism directed toward you and this love connection as well in the relationship. So I think to avoid that happening, to avoid that criticism, you might be putting up this front that, you know, everything's fine. And if you're doing this, you might be carrying a burden for yourself because firstly, there's not anyone you can turn to if you are having problems because you're pretending everything is fine and you want everyone to think everything's fine. You know, if you look at this man carrying these wands, this burden, he's not able to see the solutions to his problems. He can't see anything because he's carrying this burden around. And the only way that you can get some help, that you can talk to someone, is if you drop these wands and you let them see exactly what's happening. So that's the only way you can do that. The only way you can get trustworthy opinions on what you're doing is that if you open yourself up and you drop the wands and you say, this is the reality, this is the truth about what's happening. Can you please help me? Can you please give me advice? That's the only way. And you can't do that if you're carrying these wands. You can't see where you need to go. You can't see the solutions. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the last card you have your presence, the King of Cups. Yeah, you're carrying this around with you and you're carrying this around by yourself. You're on your own. This king's on an island. He's surrounded by water. He's completely on his own. Again, you're really strong, you're very strong, but being strong doesn't mean having to carry everything around with you. You don't have to carry it with you. You need to drop it so you can get help. Again, I'm seeing that again. So, okay, so the other thing I'm seeing here is I don't think you've let any of this affect your work. I actually think you've become more efficient at work. I don't know if this is going to make any sense to you, but I'm seeing systems. You might have put some systems into place to kind of let yourself work a lot more efficiently. You're a smart worker more than you're a hard worker. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm not saying you're lazy. What I'm saying is that you put the work in to kind of create the system so that everything flows efficiently after that and everything works well. I'm actually seeing someone else around you, someone at work, who's sort of the opposite to that. They kind of run around doing different things and they look busy. They probably look busier than you are. But you get more done than they do, even though you don't look like you're running all around. You know, you're calm under pressure and, you know, you set things up for yourself so that things run properly and calmly. And they're a little bit fiery as well. They're a bit hot-headed. So they're very difficult to be around. I actually think they might be leaving or going away soon, maybe even before the end of the year. I'm just looking at this red ship that's leaving, that's kind of leaving, it's kind of sailing away from this king. It's on the right hand side. You can just see it in the corner. So Yeah, so if this happens, if this kind of fiery ship leaves, things will be a lot calmer. Because I think you might be having to clean up after this person or fix things up, fix up their problems. And, you know, you won't have that to worry about soon if this person leaves. And I think they are going to do that soon. So the first card you have here features the Queen of Pentacles. I love this. This is beautiful, beautiful, nurturing card. It's strange. I'm feeling a little bit of deja vu here. I think you might have had some kind of a heart-based dilemma, maybe even your last reading. And I'm remembering that because I think there was someone else who you're protecting, who you're taking care of in that. And obviously I'm seeing protection here again and taking care of someone with this Queen here, protecting this coin. So yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the card under this as well, the Eight of Cups. So I think these messages, I think the messages in both of these cards are telling you to at least get away from this love situation, at least for a while, because this is about you being with this person you're taking care of in contentment, in peace. And I think this is what you want. This is what your head's telling you you want. This is what you'd like to manifest with these red roses here. So I think part of you'd like to manifest this peaceful scene. And I think another part of you would like to imagine this with this love connection as well, still around you. But this card and the Eight of Cups, you know, they're both telling me that, you know, I think you're going to have to decide between the two. You can't have both. So, you know, if this resonates, if you're stressed by all of this, you don't have to make this decision right now, but at least get some space. Try and get away from everything for a while if you can. Get some time to yourself and really think about this. This decision needs to be made, so you're going to have to kind of do something about this at some time. So the next card you have your future is the Eight of Cups. Yeah, I don't want to say a lot about this because I've already said, you know, I've pretty much covered what I was going to say when I was talking about the Queen of Pentacles. But what I'm also seeing here is they walked away from you once, and I think I was seeing this in the Four of Pentacles. They walked away from you once. Now, they have changed since that time. They really have. I'm not trying to say they're 100% terrible and you have to get right away from them right now. But obviously, they're causing you stress. They're causing you stress. They're causing you confusion in your heart and everywhere else. And that's not right. It's not right for you to be in this position. You know, if you're with someone, if you're in a relationship with someone and they care about you, they should show that to you. And they should care about how you feel. You shouldn't have to guess. Do they care about me? Don't they? Where do I stand? You shouldn't have to guess any of that. You should know. And, you know, I don't want to put pressure on you because I can see you're under a lot of pressure. But there's a lot for you to think about here. And just remember, whatever decision you do make, you haven't failed. You know, failure would be, you know, if you just decided to coast along and not make any decision. That'd be failure. You are trying to do this. I can see you're trying to grapple with this decision. You want to make a decision. So, you know, you're not just doing nothing. You are trying to think about this. But it's not easy for you. So the last card you have, your future strength. Yeah. You know, you're strong, you're super strong, and you know that. And, you know, think about this. You were strong before this person came into your life, and you'll be strong no matter what happens. So whether they're there, whether they're not, you're still going to be strong. You can rely on yourself. And also, you know, don't be hard on yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Be kind. Be kind to yourself, like the woman on this card. She's very, very kind. You know, if it really hurts you, if it hurts your heart at the thought of letting this person go, just take some time out. Don't think of it as forever right now. Don't think, oh, I'm leaving them forever. Just think, you know, I'm just going to take some time out to myself, just to get myself back together, just so I can process things and make up my mind. There's no time limit. There's no pressure to make this decision right now. So just know that you don't have to make this right now. A decision does have to be made at some time. But, you know, I don't want to put pressure on you, unnecessary pressure, because, you know, you're already under a lot of pressure. I can see that. But, you know, remember your strength. That's the big thing in this reading. Remember your strength. Remember what you've already been through. You've been through a lot. You're a lot stronger than you think you are. And you're a lot stronger than they think you are as well. Because what I was seeing before was they were thinking, oh, they won't leave me. They won't leave me. And they don't think you're that strong. They don't think you're that strong. They don't think you're as strong as you are. And that, think about that as well when you're thinking about your decision. You don't want someone around you who kind of sees your weakness as something that they can kind of use in some way. I'm seeing that as well. It's not nice. It's not good. So just keep all that in mind. Keep that all in mind when you're making this decision. I think you know what I think. So Virgo, I hope this resonated, but general readings can't always resonate with everyone. And once again, I'm sorry about my croaky voice and that I'm a little bit tired. I am, and also I'm a little bit late. But yeah, again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to. And thank you so much for watching.